I wonder if he is a model. He's got me sweating over here.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Even when you get married, you still have eyes.
Your eyeballs still work.
So the opposites that are attract are number one, the ones that are like almost exactly the same and could probably wear the same underwear, which we do the same thing. They are number two. Howdy. Wyo, Russ here.
And Chris, thank you so much for watching us.
Because according to Google Analytics, only about 20% of our audience is actually subscribed.
Oh, that hurts.
And only about 1% have that notification bell on.
That hurts even more.
So jump on board and become a part of the notification squad. Hit that bell.
So that you know when we actually end up doing something. Please.
Let's get right into the video. We're watching one of our favorite channels, Jubilee. We're going to see how well we can rank these couples by compatibility. I wonder where we would fit into this mix, because we're not traditionally a normal looking couple. We have an age gap of 27 and a half years. Some people think you're my dad. I feel like we're one of the OG age gap couples on YouTube. There's a lot of them now, but we're one of the OGs. We've been here for 5 years.
We set the trends.
All right, here we go. Back this up.
I like the music.
I didn't even hear it. Did you?
Yeah, I was listening to the music. It had a good beat to it.
Did I pull out my headphone? Oh, I pulled out my headphone.
Oh. We hadn't even started. You'd already pulled out.
That's what she said, and she was unhappy.
Everyone in this video has been tested for COVID-19 prior to filming. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. That was good that they did that.
I don't think that you could consider like that, like marriage as a standard.
Yeah,
because to be honest, we want to be together for life, but we don't know if we necessarily want to get married.
Did you see his face? He was like, wait, are you telling this about us? Like, I don't think we're on the same page about this. You saw that look, right?
It kind of looked that way. We brought 5 straight couples together to rank themselves based on compatibility. So they're ranking themselves. Are we going to rank us as part of this? Is that what we're doing?
We're going to try. I haven't seen this video, so I don't exactly know how the lineup's going to be.
That is like code for we don't know what we're doing.
It's pretty self-explanatory. I just don't know how we come in yet.
Okay. Do we need a paper and pencil?
No. What does compatibility between a couple mean, babe?
Compatibility is very much a choice. You choose to be compatible. Those differences, you choose to find compromises between them.
That's only partially true. You don't choose to be compatible. You can't just be like, hey, I choose to be compatible with this girl. If you're gay, there's like an actual physical attraction, and there's chemistry that is involved too. There's stuff that's unknown about it, like that it just happens and you have all these feelings and desires towards somebody or lust. But yes, you do choose to compromise. There is compromise. And you do have to make a lot of choices to better your relationship, which are choices because they're tough sometimes.
Yes, and lust is a big part of it.
Lust. I think that's the beginning, which is like chemical. It's not a choice.
Chemical.
Time is obviously not a legitimate factor. You can be compatible in 2 weeks.
In a lot of ways has to do with having aligned values and aligned beliefs.
Like, we are very much not alike.
We just have so much fun together. I think because we're different.
I think it's good to see your partner as somebody that makes you better than you would be without your partner. That's a big part of it.
I agree with that.
Do we make each other better?
Well, I think that's the other thing is after 11 years of being together, you have to weather a lot of storms. I'd say this year, I don't feel that way. This year, I don't feel this way. I feel like, if anything, this year, things have gotten worse, from YouTube to
Just everything.
To living situations, to just communication, to everything.
So that makes you not as good a person.
I mean, I think I need to take accountability for myself. I can't like put it all off on somebody, but you definitely haven't made me feel good a lot of the time. This has been a tough year for us. It doesn't mean I'm not wanting to be with you. I think the best thing about being in a relationship for a certain amount of time, you get good at seeing light on the end of the tunnel because you've weathered storms before.
Okay.
Does that make sense? If you're in a new relationship for like 2 weeks, yeah, you might truly be in love and want to marry each other, but you don't really have the experience to know that you guys are going to be able to weather storms, especially when things are thrown your way.
Yeah.
And you have no control of it because there's a lot out of a couple's control. They hit something called life, and life might throw financial things at them, exes, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I still love you, Chris, of course.
Good. I was hoping so. I still love you too. I do think you still make me better.
I don't feel that either, but
What do you mean? You don't feel like you make me better?
no.
I think you do. I mean, you give me a good, solid, I don't know. You give me support. And if I didn't have you, I wouldn't have support. I'd be supportless. It'd be like having big tits and no support bra or something.
We need to lighten the mood a little. We had a
I
tough
just did
thing.
it.
Yeah. I am interested to see how long they've all been together. I think that's a big test in a relationship. But I mean, at the same time, you could be together for 25 years and decide to go your own ways. There's no right way for a couple to be good. There's no like set instructions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any hard and set rules on how couples come together, what time limit they've been together, and it worked because, I mean, there have been people that have lived together as couples for years and years, get married, and it all goes to you know what. And then other people that meet, and within a week, they are married, and they can end up having really long relationships. Doesn't always happen, but all the possibilities happen. They're all out there.
My name is John.
I'm Keisha. We're newly married.
Nice.
Hey, just being married for what, 4 months? That's when we started living together. It's like, oh, I really dislike how many socks I see on the floor, but I accept it now.
Every relationships have their arguments.
Do not wait and move in together after you get married. That is the worst call ever. I've seen friends do it. I'm just saying, like, that is part of the relationship. That's part of test driving the car.
Yeah.
And it's not just for, like, literally the test driving the car, if you know what I mean. It's for, like, the socks, like they were saying.
And
It's
the
socks,
toothpaste.
the toothpaste.
The
the peeing,
dishwasher.
the dishwasher. Who loads that dishwasher? Who does that laundry?
Nobody does it just like me.
Yeah, that is so true. And you might actually end up getting a divorce because someone loads the dishwasher wrong.
It happens.
It happens. Before you get married, figure out if you can live together.
That's absolutely the opposite of way like traditional marriages had worked. But traditional marriages ended up becoming, very nice arrangements for the men.
Mm-hmm. It was business, man.
Because it was business. And then, if things weren't great, the man still had a good housekeeper possibly and somebody that could take care of his spawn and all that kind of stuff. So,
yep.
I accept it now.
Every relationships have their arguments, minor disagreements here and there, but
Some major ones too.
yeah.
We've known each other for 8 months, and we have been officially dating for about 6. I'm actually moving this summer. I'm going to law school in a different state.
You're gonna go with her?
I'm going to Houston.
Oh my god! Wow. Awesome.
good man. Good man.
But at the same time, have you noticed these are very like young relationships or new?
Yeah, these are all new relationships.
At least that couple right there, the black and what is she? She's pretty.
I don't know. She's beautiful. And he's hot.
Dude, he's a handsome black
He
man.
is a
Holy shit.
handsome man.
Black lung.
Black lung. I don't know what black lung means. I mean,
don't
black
know.
lung if you like worked in a coal mine. I get that. But he's a hot looking dude.
Dude, he's definitely like the model in the group. I mean, they're all good looking.
I wonder if he is a model.
He's sexy. He's actually has like the most sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. He's got me sweating over here.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing. Even when you get married, you still have eyes.
Your eyeballs still work.
Uh-huh.
We met in October and have been dating since then.
Yeah.
He had something on his Hinge profile about composting, and I was like, that's the guy for me.
If there's been a human rights violation or harm to the environment, we really think about it with every single thing that we do.
Okay.
I like that couple. There's some people that I'd want to hang out with.
But they're so new. They met over composting. I mean, I think that's a good thing to have in common, but that is like one thing.
Compost really warms up. It heats up.
Sounds like trash to me. Just kidding. Composting is good.
Compost is not waste. Those who compost together stay together. We have got to break that stereotype. It is an organic resource. We want to keep that carbon in the compost. Bokashi is even better because it keeps all the carbon within the compost.
Look it up. Not all these relationships are going to make it, just statistically. Like half of them are going to at least fail. And that's just half of marriages that fail. So these people aren't even married, some of them. So yeah, how many are going to fail? Probably more than half. It ain't looking good.
But we hope it.
But I hope it
Not.
does work.
Hope not.
He's handsome too, man.
I know, I was thinking the same thing, but it's like, am I going to just keep saying everybody's handsome?
She's pretty though too.
She's beautiful.
We've been together for 2.5 years and we're engaged.
We went to the same university and had the same major and had mutual friends, and then we met on Tinder.
Wow, they have like everything in common.
Yeah. They were almost sleeping together before they were sleeping together.
They have too much in common almost, but it works for some people.
Lily and Joseph both seem really compatible. They went to school together, they have similar careers, and the fact that they have made that step towards marriage.
My name is Eric.
I'm Jessica, and we've been together for 2.5 years.
A very fun, beautiful, not stressful 2.5 years. It's been great, no problems. Love you so much.
They almost look like they could be siblings. Like his beard hair is the same as her head hair almost. Like they could definitely be siblings. And that happens sometimes. Like people end up dating someone that looks like their family member. Well, I mean, we don't really look alike, in my opinion, but people still think you're my dad.
Love you so much.
We're definitely opposites attract.
You like very fancy things, and I like street burritos.
But they still enjoy each other, and I think
Yeah.
that's cool. I think it's important to have things that you just enjoy or do separately, because I think that's one of the problems you can end up developing with within a couple is you lose yourself, you lose your own identity, and then I think that's a bad thing to do, to lose your own identity.
I think it's important though to have like some things in common. So you have things to do, like whether it's watch Netflix or go hiking or bird watch or go to the gym. But I think it's important to like look up to your partner in a way that's like, oh, wow, I'm so glad they're doing that. That inspires me.
Yeah.
It's nothing I would do, but I totally respect that.
Do they look like a really laid back, earthy couple to
I'd
me?
probably get along with them the most. That's just kind of my personality type.
1,
Same.
2. Then I think I would go.
Honestly, I think 3, 4, 5. No shade.
I would switch 4 and 5.
I feel like they're married. Like that's a big thing.
You're married, which is points, but you're a new marriage, which is like how
Yeah,
many?
you guys are
points?
also just figuring out
You know
your
what I mean?
conflicts because you just started living together.
I would
There's a lot of variables.
put us at number 1. I've been really impressed with these two.
I want to rank them 3. What do you think?
I feel good about 3.
3. 4 for the married couple, and I'm sorry, I really like you guys.
That's fine.
But 5.
The couple that's married is ranking towards the bottom. Like, what would we rank in this? We'd have to be like a 2.
We'd be 1.
We'd be 1?
Yeah.
No, we're 2.
We got the most years.
We have the most years. Years speak.
And then
I mean,
we've got a year of marriage also. And that
Yeah.
year of marriage has been during a test when a lot of marriages haven't worked because they
Yeah.
were like put into a little box together and they couldn't handle being in that little box together as much. Where we've done fine with that aspect of it. So,
Damn. I'm sorry. They're so pretty.
yeah, they're a gorgeous couple. It's like they will make some pretty babies.
I hope they're the ones. I hope they're the couple that actually does make some like little mixed race babies.
When we first started dating, we actually had no physical intimacy for a long time, which was a little bit different, I think.
We're both.
What's a long time?
I don't know.
Is that like a week? What's a long time? That's different for everybody, and we're in a new
For some guys-
generation. We're in a new generation where people can't even get through like a 10-minute video without like being like, "Hey, I'm bored."
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah,
a
I
long
have no
time?
idea what a long time
Dude,
is.
we waited 3 months, like straight up. We waited 3 months. That's saying something.
Mhm.
I had a lot of thoughts. You had thoughts. I know. You were like trying to get me to come upstairs and watch videos. Some sort of video. I'm like, what kind of video are you talking about?
Some sort of video.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I think sometimes there is something to do with like waiting and becoming kind of a friend first. That's something that worked out for us.
Yeah.
Because dude, we connected on so many other levels, like being spiritual or just like talking about spirituality and how we were raised
Mhm.
and travel and food and just liking different kinds of people and culture.
We had conversations about dogs because you had a dog.
And now
at
we
that
got a
time.
little puppy.
Now we got a dog together.
We're both physical touch and quality time people.
Like this makes me melt. Absolutely.
Either they're just like really good manipulators and they're just manipulating the group and they're just like putting on this front like, hey, we're all happy. Like
perfect.
the Instagram perfect. Maybe they're the Instagram perfect, like, look at my filter. Like I got beautiful skin, and you see someone and you're like, oh, they have like a messed up face. Is that you? Because it's an illusion. Like they almost are too perfect. Like I'm thinking this is like partly phony.
Really?
They're just too perfect.
I don't know. I don't know them. I can't like this. It's like I'd want to hang out with all these people to really know to begin with. See how they speak to each other, how they respond to each other. That's what's really important.
This is definitely not enough information to judge a couple from.
Not enough information, not enough time.
What you need to do is have a couple come and stay with us at a bed and breakfast, and we'll go out to eat with them and see how they interact. That always can shed the light on everything. They can only keep it cool for so long.
Yeah, it does shed a lot of light. Well, since I don't know these people or know anything about them, I hope it works out for all of them because they're all like together right now.
That's wishful thinking. The
Well, I
world's
know.
just not that nice, man.
I know.
Because of our faith, we agreed that we wanted to save like sex until after marriage, which made like after marriage a lot more special after that.
They're not gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it, man.
No, that's not the case. I mean, if
They're not gonna make it.
If their chemistry ends up working out, that's great.
Yeah, if
they
it
just
works out,
weren't
they
100%
surprised me.
sure their chemistry was gonna work out.
They surprised me if they work out, but I'm sorry. Aren't they the couple that also like moved in together after marriage? I've had so many friends who move in together after marriage for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, they're not a very good." I'm married to someone that I don't even like to be a roommate with. That's why they tell you don't move in with your best friend.
Yeah,
it can ruin a friendship, and it's happened to me. It happens with marriages. And how can you marry somebody without test driving something? What if they are just a bad lover? To each their own. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But there's not enough information for us to go on because the only thing we really know about this couple is that they are religious and they waited to really have the relationship until after marriage.
Have the sexual relationship
Well,
part of the relationship.
and the roommate part of it, which is also a crucial part of the relationship. Almost the most important. How you deal with each other living on a day-to-day, all the small little stuff that adds up, like cooking dinner together. Are you guys going to take turns? Are you guys going to sleep well together?
And see, that's what like one of the difference. We both like cooking. He likes cooking just and doing the whole thing himself, and I like cooking together.
You like cooking by yourself sometimes.
Well, I do it if I have to, but
You just want me to be a chop-up person.
I love
that's
your
all you
chopping
care.
abilities.
You just want to keep on cooking. You want me to chop it all up for you.
No, I chop up some stuff too.
No, sometimes you want me to spice it too.
Yeah, and I like him to spice it up because he's got really good sense of smell and taste. And
We are definitely an old married couple now. And I hit the 31-year-old mark where I feel like I'm getting older now.
Well, you have gotten older since I met you.
Yep.
But I have too.
Yes, you have. You have no color in that hair now.
I know. I used to have color in my hair. I got to buy some of that.
We've been having a sexual relationship for 2+ years. Like, we know each other.
I think Erica and Jessica were the most compatible.
They're just comfortable with one another. They don't mind teasing one another.
Exposing each other.
Yeah.
I think you guys are number one.
I agree.
I would just do it like they're standing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I really feel like I haven't really got to know the two in the middle. This couple right here that I'm trying to point out, and then the couple with the black handsome dude.
I think we could put ourselves at 2.
Them as 3. Maybe I would put them 4 and then 5, even though you guys are fantastic.
I'd be disingenuous if I didn't rate us number 1. So.
You guys at 2,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna put you guys at 3.
Y'all for 4.
What?
You guys for 5.
All the people, we're like, everyone's thinking like the one married couple is that they're the ones that are married, right?
They're the 5.
The only one that's married?
Yeah.
And we're all putting them at 5.
Dude, is this like really bad for the
For the marriage?
like the marriage?
Like
is
no
this-
one believes in us.
Yeah, is there like some like actual psychological issues caused from this? Being such a new relationship, is this going to like traumatize people?
I wonder.
Like,
It
oh
could.
crap, like all these people like think we're not gonna make it.
Yeah. Why did they rate us number 5?
And they're the ones who got married. We're like, we're actually married and we're rated at number 5. Like, I thought things were supposed to get better. That's the illusion. Marriage doesn't solve all the issues that you had before the marriage. You have to solve them while you're in the relationship. The marriage does nothing to solve it. Well, I can't say nothing. It can get you in the hospital. If you're in like some
Medical emergency.
medical emergency, you might have like some sort of say in what happens, maybe, or inheritance or stuff like that.
It hurt us a little bit when we said that we agreed to
Wait until
wait until marriage to move in together.
Even though in that decision we are compatible with each other, it's not very normal, I guess, in society.
Wait, who was the couple that met online during pandemic? So, so both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandemic couples.
Oh, dude, they're new. They're so new.
They are new. They are new. And he's already moving to Texas with her?
Well, I mean, you kind of have to jump all in. If you like somebody, you kind of have to jump in fast, in my opinion. Maybe that's a lesbian mindset. I mean, there's a U-Haul. There's a U-Haul in my future.
Dude, he's U-Hauling.
He's U-Hauling.
He's a good-looking lesbian.
Dude. The reality is, even if you like get along and do well at one point, you might even grow together or grow apart.
Yep.
That happens a lot of the time too. A couple does really well, but then they grow apart.
Mm-hmm.
You see it a lot, and I think that's the hardest thing to see.
If things get stale. Yeah.
And I think that's the toughest to see. I think that's what hurts the most is when you actually like fall in love with like a couple's love, because that happens.
No, say that again.
You fall in love with a couple's love.
Like whoever is
someone
you know, you're totally into them being a couple.
Yeah, like that
and
happens.
then when they split, it's hard. It's like, okay, how does everyone be friends and be comfortable type of thing? Be all in the same room at the same time.
There's that, but it's also you're just heartbroken that you're heartbroken that you see a couple that seemed so compatible not end up being compatible. Some people are not as into it, but for me, it's like I've always wanted to see love exist and be real and last.
You're the hopeless romantic.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
They rated themselves too high. They're number 5.
Being a COVID couple, not to knock on them or anything, but they haven't melded communities, and that's something that's so key in a healthy, thriving relationship, I think.
They're about to make their final rating. We should definitely do that. Let me make this bigger. So the opposites that are tracked are number 1. The ones that are like almost exactly the same and could probably wear the same underwear, which we do the same thing. They are number 2. That's okay. And then this couple that just kind of blends in. That's why they're number 3, because they just kind of blend in. There's not enough to like throw you off, but there's not enough to be like, oh, wow, like they are like amazing. So they just kind of end up becoming neutral. This couple with the black lung, they're going to be number 4. And then, of course, the married couple that waited too long and they're probably feeling like crappy because they're like, dang, we just got married and everyone's rating us a 5. They're going to be number 5. How much you want to bet I'm close?
Oh, no. I told you a while ago, I would just like go from left to right.
Let's see how well we did.
We need a studio so we could get a load of people to do this.
I have a tendency to be biased towards married couples, of course, but I think I'll shut up because I think I was overruled there. So,
Sorry.
No input from me. This is good.
Okay, so now they're putting on headphones. 4 same-sex couples will now rearrange the ranking based on how they view compatibility. Oh, so they're going to do same-sex couples after. That's why this is part 1.
I think compatibility transcends, simply having shared interests. I think
growing together almost versus just an interest.
The extra things in a relationship other than just sort of love or lust or passion.
Do you think there's a difference between how same-sex couples view relationships versus how straight couples view relationships?
Yes.
Yes and no. It ends up being the same thing. You have bills to pay. Bills to pay, taxes to pay. You both have to get a job.
I ultimately think that being a couple is being a couple.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just like a straight couple.
I feel like in most ways, in everyday life, it's kind of the same thing. Now, where it would be different is if you're going to have kids. Obviously, you have to like adopt. Or I guess in the past, you wouldn't have been able to get married.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can get married. I would say most things are about the same.
I would say overall, it's like 90% the same.
Yeah, I'd say it's mostly the same.
Obviously, like when the straight couples were questioning each other, like marriage and engagement was like a big part of it, and like we might value other things, and like marriage hasn't always been a privilege we could even do.
Oh, that is very true though. Us as a couple, when we got together, like marriage was definitely not the focus because it wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option. Yeah.
So we had to like base our relationship off like components like living together, how we live together, how we treat each other, how we communicate, how we grow together, how we try to have fun together and make each other happy.
Do we respect each other?
Do we respect each other?
And value each other's interests?
Do we try to grow as individuals and together?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this couple right here definitely deserves to be number 1. I feel like they had the most compatibility. Yeah. I really liked them.
They're talking about this couple.
Jessica had an amazing connection. They both seemed super comfortable together. Didn't seem like they were putting up any fronts for everybody.
I agree. They seem the most authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I would put the married couple second.
I disagree.
We were thinking that too.
I think, like you said, their values really do mesh super well.
I don't know, they just had like a confidence about like their relationship.
They were very down to earth and they didn't really brag about it.
I'm happy with them as number 2, but I would put the married couple number 3.
I think they were friends as well as partners.
And you guys 3.
For me personally, about like these like pandemic relationships is like they have experienced hard things too, but so has every other couple.
The couple that talked about being vegan and low waste talked about their lifestyles together, but we didn't hear much about the couple that is moving, about how their lifestyle is, so I don't know how they might be when they're in the same house, you know?
For the couple that had the shared interests of not having a lot of waste and being vegan, for me, compatibility isn't necessarily having all the same interests or like being into the same exact things. For those reasons, I would rank the couple that's going to be in long distance pretty soon as number 4.
I also really liked how they were like so willing to fight to get to a different spot, and I think that really showed.
He was like, I think we're number 1 for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
The way they like talked to each other and interacted just seemed like it was easy for them.
And they're beautiful.
And I think I'm happy with like having these 2 couple at 4 and 5 because they met in the pandemic, so like all the clubs are closed. Like you can't really meet people. There's no temptations. There's like nothing there.
All the clubs.
Oh, so basically they don't know what the real world is yet. And they're just in like a bubble, but once they leave the bubble, like crap might hit the fan.
Just a little bit that we saw of these couples, we didn't get to see any huge red flags. But the real test to it is if you live next door with a common wall and get to hear what
How
they do
deal with the
behind the
argument.
closed doors,
I
how
really
they
feel like
argue, how
that is so important. Like part of a relationship is how you argue.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be times where you're going to feel like you need to argue. Are you going to do low blows? Are you going to just tell your partner like
peel the other person apart?
Yeah, are you going to do that? That's toxic.
Break each other down. That's really toxic.
We don't do that. That is a big thing. And that's why we're number 1.
Yeah.
Because when we have things hit the fan, which they are going to hit the fan even in the future, like you can't get away from it. Like we're going to have obstacles that we're going to have to face. But the thing is, we do not low blow each other. We try to communicate. It's not always the smoothest, but we do not low blow each other.
There's no need to low blow
No.
you. There's nothing low to blow. Well, there might be.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Damn. We totally low blow each other. You're right. I think it's really important though that when you're in a relationship, when things hit the fan, you do not try to like bring up your partner's insecurities, which I've seen people do. That is so toxic. If that's you, if you're trying to bring up like your partner's insecurities to like use them as weapons, you should not be with that person. And if someone's doing that to you, get out of that relationship.
So we're not finished with this quite
Nope.
yet.
Nope. So these are the straight couples rankings versus the same sex couples rankings. The first 1 and 2 are very similar. They're just switched around a little bit. Number 4 is the same, and then it's basically 3 and 5 that got switched.
Number 4, that's the one consistent one, isn't it?
I prefer the straight couples ranking.
As soon as the other couples came in, we were like, we are going straight to the end.
It's an easy thing to be like, well, they've only been together for this long, so they may not truly know each other.
I think we got demoted to 2 because Eric and Jessica, they seem very authentic, and I love that about them.
as a neutral observer, I probably would have done the same thing.
When they switched us up from this 2 spot to the 1 spot, sweet, awesome, because that's something I'm working towards every day.
I only know myself, and I know that we're in the number 1 spot.
It's such an emotional decision because you want to fight for your couple.
Everyone wanted to be
fight for your
one.
love.
Every couple should feel like number 1. Like that's fair, and that's like a good thing. I just think it's so neat to see like other people in love, honestly.
To be continued.
They're number 2 technically now.
I told you they're going to do the gay one. I still feel like we're number 1 just because time tells. Like, actions speak louder than words.
I still think all of these couples have a really good chance at it. Like the married couple, which I initially would have put right at the end. By the end of the video, I was like, I could bump them up a little bit.
They kind of seem like a power couple, don't they?
Yeah. And so, like, if I went back and did it, I might really move them up to like certainly 2 or 3, somewhere in there.
Oh man, I kind of
Even
agree,
that high.
and I hate myself for it.
I know. And then it's horrible. And then I would probably end up maybe moving the composting couple down to number 5, even though that's nothing really against them.
I thought you liked to compost.
I do, but
and now
I
you're
might,
making judgments about them because they compost?
I might get that compost.
I
thing and
told you
turn
they
it
were
up a bit.
trash. Now you're agreeing with me. Now we're switching.
No, I honestly think all these couples could make it.
Yeah. I just don't think maybe even the editing showcased their personalities very well.
Well, how can you do that in just how many
9 minutes? It's 9 minutes and 40
it's tough.
seconds. You can't really get to know that many couples. We're going to do this again, so make sure you like this video and make sure that you help the algorithm and hit the notification bell. YouTube is not recommending our videos lately. And if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. We want our subscribers to go up. Why, Russ?
And Chris. Love you long time. I like this channel.